look at that, eh? What on 1 p.m. It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dive
may
in
I have
already.
your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So it's 9 p.m. Spanish time. Spanish time? Yeah, it is Spanish time, isn't it? Anyway, as you can see above my head, the old clock's working. I've got a clock over there. I've got a clock on the screen. It's 9 p.m. and it's the 6th of July, if you didn't know. See, look, we're already into the summer now and the temperatures are getting hotter. But as always, now it's all red now, isn't it? It's all about this climate stuff. So everything's red now, not like the old days when it was hot. Now it's red. Anyway, today's temperature was 33 in the shade, but no doubt a lot of places around Spain we're probably talking in the 40s outside and that hot stuff. And I did hear you poor lot in the UK, especially down south, maybe all over thinking about it. It's been a bit pants, hasn't it? Been a bit wet, been a bit damp. And I know some of you have gone back to the UK, you finished your holidays, or some of you are already starting. Anyway, the guys that are coming out to Spain this week, you're all right. Weather's looking still nice and hot. I think we've got a bit of cloud Tuesday and Wednesday, nothing to panic about. So lots of sun. So bring your trunks, bring your suntan lotion. So yeah, let's get into the comments because I ain't even seen them yet. I've got 21 in the house. I've got, let's have a look. Ian was first in. He's a top man. Bentley boy. Suris. Simon again. Glenn. Bengal Burt. Gavin. Steppin Wolf. And Cyril's again. Cyril's. And Rob Butler. And Bentley boy and Des. And Des is in the house. Well done. Now, I've been told that Kev might not make it tonight. He's injured himself, but I'm sure he'll be in later on. And no doubt Yogi will be in later on as well, if he's not in already. 31 in the house. Martin's in as well done. A few heavy showers, but not too bad. I mean, you've had some hot stuff, haven't you? I believe you had some really hot days as well in the UK. Jackie's in there, well done. So what else we got on there? So today we had 29 of you that got the free magnet Sunday correct. So one of you tonight about 9:30, I'll pick the winner. And to be quite honest, the past couple of weeks, it's been really good. Just put it up there so you can see it. It's been pretty good because people, I think last week, God, I remember it was now. Peter, I think it was Peter. Yeah, I think Peter won it last week. That was the free sticker. He was on the show and he had it in the post, and I think he got it within a couple of days. I think maybe it was the guy before that. Anyway, I'll do that past. Oh yeah, don't forget because it's just starting. We got 30. We did have 31, but now we only got 30 now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. The amount of people that watch this, they're not even subscribers, guys. It didn't cost you nothing. Just subscribe and then leave it at the end. So okay, right, guys, the ones that are going in for the free sticker or the free magnet thing, you have to be on the live show in the morning. I'll do it for 5 minutes randomly at any time of the morning, but you've got to do it in the comments of the live stream and not in the comments in the under the video, if that makes sense. And Yogi, he must have put his name down about 50 times. It doesn't wait, it's a pain in the arse. You keep doing that, Yogi. But you only get one chance, Yogi. Yeah, I've got Thomas Hughes here. Oh yeah, Thomas, if you're watching, you might be. you put down free sticker Sunday when actually it's free magnet Sunday. So unfortunately, I had to disqualify you. Qualify you? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all done then. Well done. And I got a big shout out to Martin. He knows who he is because he gave me a big load of stuff. But his granddaughter is the best, and he was playing because he missed it. That's what it was. He missed the live thing this morning. He was playing with his daughter some piggy game that I can't remember now. But anyway, you might come on in a minute. He might be a bit embarrassed to say what he was playing. Anyway, James is in as well. Bonus noches, amigos. There's another Martin. There's loads of, you know what? There's loads of people got the same names, isn't there? Like Martin and Gavin's and Chris's. So anyway, that's out of the way. Anyway, I said this morning I had no questions. Anyway, I've only got 4 pages of it, 4 pages of questions, which is pretty good, I must say, and some good questions tonight, I must say. So how are we doing? So everybody's saying, "Oh, come on, weather's pants." Yeah, thunderstorms in Essex, as Bentley boy. I'll tell you what, the missus is wishing it would rain, but I think it'd be hot rain here because she thinks it's going to be cooler if it rains. I know, Anyway, we're on that wet stuff at night, please. So I'm going to go straight into the first question. It's 6 minutes in. Neil's in as well now. So it's from Simon, and he's asking, how did you buy your car? Was it on? Sorry, I got a bit of a dry throat. Got a cup of tea here. Was it on lease basis or straight payment? What is popular in Spain? Right, so what I've done, when we first arrived here in Spain, we bought our UK car over. I had a Skoda. And because it was right-hand drive, it did make things awkward. So I thought really it's best to see if we can exchange the car and get a Spanish car. But that one easy. And to be honest, all the people that say, we buy British cars, they're too busy, or some of the dealers here, they just didn't want to know. So I had to take the car back to the UK and sell that. But we bought an English car. We bought a Spanish car, left-hand drive car. I think it was a Corsa. Nice little car. Paid cash for it. Now, when you're buying cars here in Spain, now some places, and this is like I'll be going on about the different regions of Spain, they want you to have a padron. Now, when the guy said to us, how are you going to pay for it? He said, we're going to pay you cash. He said, we've got a padron. I said, well, no, I haven't got a padron, mate. But he was quite happy to take the deposit. But I know some places you've got to have a padron. I think it's just to clarify your address, apparently. What else did I say on that? Anyway, we had the car. Got to be about 7 years. It was a good car. But unfortunately, the braking system packed up. And I just thought, I can't sell it to anybody. I wouldn't want the fault. Somebody else taking that car on with the brakes failing. So I scrapped it. And that was an easy process. And it was straight off. Because I got one of those digital signature driving license cards that's on my phone all the time, and it was taken straight off. So I had no comebacks on that. So the wife bought an old car. We call it the Jalopy. It's a bit of an old banger. It gets us about. It's a bit battered. And last year we took out a lease car. Now, obviously, when you go to these car places, they do get it mixed up. When you ask for a lease, they think you want it to, buy now, pay later sort of thing. So we did have to sort of shop around a bit until we found a place down in Cartagena that did lease cars. There's now apparently CasaBank. If you're with CasaBank, they do lease cars as well. We've had it over a year now. I had to go down there the other day to have its first service. Everything is fine, which is amazing. So, yeah. But you asked about what's the most popular. To be honest, I think they all are, really. I think most people have got their own UK cars here. It's a pretty easy system about changing the number plates. He's got there. Is it Upsticks? He does it. Chris down in Malaga way. He's got people all over Spain now. They can sort out your custom duty stuff. Obviously, oh yeah, buying a lease car is pretty easy. It was a simple process. What amazed me that I didn't have to put nothing down. I even picked the car up before paying the first payment. Just drove it away, but obviously you can't drive off it because it's actually on your driving ID. Especially on your digital signature, it's actually on there as a lease car, so you can't go off and flog it. And buying a second-hand car is a bit of a palaver, I must say. I'm not going to go on to that tonight, but that is a bit of a palaver. There's loads of stuff to do. We'll talk about that in another question time. But yeah, I would say that they're all just as popular. Some people like using their UK car. They're quite happy to drive on the right-hand side. I find it easier, especially on roundabouts on the left-hand side. Even the Spanish do it, drive on the wrong side of the road or going around the wrong way. So I did see a question there. Chris is in now. Hey, top man, well done. Don't matter, you weren't late. Oh, you had a nice holiday. All right, Peter's in. Good evening. A bit of a cloudy day in Somerset. Rob's in now. Oh, Rob's in from the US. All right, question. This is from Peter. Have you bought your V16 emergency light ready for the mandatory rules change for next year? When they talked about that, he's on about it's a little light that you can put on the top of your car. So when you break down, it flashes. I bought mine last year, and within me buying this light, this flashing light that you have on your car, they changed the rules. Now the V16 emergency light has a built-in GPS thing in it, which is a good idea. So as soon as you break down, you activate the GPS signal. Now I can only presume this hooks into your breakdown cover, because here in Spain, when you take out car insurance, it's automatically you have a breakdown recovery service. Now I did hear, I don't know if that's true, you don't need to put up your triangles anymore. No, I would still want to be safe by sticking up the triangles, but apparently they don't need to do that now. But yeah, this V16 emergency light thing is coming in. So I imagine that would be the same for people travelling down from the UK or wherever parts of Europe. I'm not too sure about if Europe. I would imagine if Spain doing it, and then no doubt France and Germany are already doing this light thing. I don't think they cost a lot. I think you can go in most tyre places and they sell the V16 emergency light. It's a magnetic thing, so it won't fall off or blow off. And I presume it's got one of those everlasting batteries as well. But maybe I should do a video on that. Right, Martin said, I bought from dealership with just my NIE. Yes, obviously you do need your NIE is your most important thing here in Spain. I think one of the first things you do is get your NIE done, and then you get all the other stuff about the visa. Yeah. I've seen them in some shop somewhere. I can't. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Just reading that from Martin. Those lights, I've seen them in somewhere. Now, I would be a bit worried if you bought one of those lights from the Chinese shop. Because I can imagine that not staying on the roof of your car. We're having a nice cool summer so far, weeks to go, and we've had the Banjo Zero thing. Yeah. Where Rob comes from, he gets worse weather than us. He gets lots of that snow stuff. Yabbas is in the house from a nice hot tour of Eka. You should accept the free magnet Sunday. Oh, right. I get it now, Rob. Top man. Carrefour is selling the V16 GPS blinking lights for €39. Okay, so it's, it's not too bad. Obviously, the government won't give them for nothing. Yeah, not from the chinos. I can safely say even the battery probably would not work, or it self-destruct as soon as you press the button. So we got 37 in the house, so that must mean we got 37 likes. Don't forget, guys, it doesn't cost nothing to like. Or even better, subscribe. So we're back up to date. I've got everything, up to date. So my next question is from Ian. Are you planning to film any trips or locations this year like you used to? So obviously on my channel, when I first come out, I used to do loads of going out exploring and different locations. And to be honest, Ian, not at the moment. No. I think what it is, because I've got 2 other channels now, especially my drone channel, Sean the Drone, I spend a lot of time doing the drones now, because I've got loads of videos on my Expat and Mazarron. I mean, I know I've got over 1,000 videos, and if you check in my playlist, there's loads of videos of me going out exploring, and most of them are probably about an hour's drive at the most. There's such amazing places here. And obviously, Spain's such a vast country. Yeah. So at the moment, no. So all I'm doing at the moment, to be honest, is on the expats. Obviously, I enjoy doing this, doing the answers and questions. And I'm doing updates on Camposol because since the council taken over control of Camposol, the things have been happening. Not, you've got to remember in Spain, things are done a lot slowly here. Things are happening, so I'm doing updates on that. And every now and again, if I've got the time, I'll do the odd property. I'll slightly keep my hand in that. But if I get a lot of requests about, Sean, do you want to do some videos, then I'll probably do them. But I'll probably do them next year. And as I've written down here, what I might do is do some like remakes of locations I've been to, because obviously when I made those videos, some of them well over 6 years ago, even those areas have changed. There's a lot more to offer now. So yeah, I think next year I might get out and do it then, Ian. So, then, where have we got to? Question, how's the market on A got any bigger? Ian. Now, my wife said it looked bigger. It's not as like it used to be. That's one thing for sure. When we had it all there, I'm all about the fruit and veg and the golf man and Nicky Knacks. It had the whole car park. But since that COVID, as far as I can remember, this week when I was walking through, because I go through there about 7:30 in the morning, they're putting up the stuff, the tents and the stalls. That's it. It's about halfway. Yeah, I would say it ain't got any less. That's the main thing, but it ain't got any more. But the other markets, the ones down in the port on a Sunday, and obviously Alhama de Murcia, Toltana, they're all still big markets. One market, what I've never been to yet still is the Mazarron market, which is Saturday morning. I've never been to that one yet, but I presume that's doing all right. I mean, they do love their markets here, and obviously you know about the other markets further out, Banudon Market, Lemon Tree Market. They love their markets here, but unfortunately Camposol is still not sort of up there. But one thing, it's still going, that's the main thing. And don't forget, on a Sunday, we got a car boot sale place next to Mariano's on A. Now, I heard that gets quite busy as well. So, right then. 21 likes, says Des. We got 35 in the house. Come on. It's 35 here. All we got to do is press the button. All right. Debs is that. Hi, Sean. I'm off to southern France Tuesday for a week. Looks very hot there. Like the rest of Europe, UK looks set for a mini heat wave. Yep. Yeah. One of our son-in-laws, he lives up in Lyon. He said it was boiling there. That's the middle of France. It sounds like coming into summer, isn't it? I mean, everybody's going to get their heat waves. James is saying, went to get my drone license online. Have to get a digital certificate to apply to. Yes, lots of red tape, unfortunately. Once you get it, it's pretty easy. Here in Spain is free, whereas the UK, you got to pay for it. But yeah, it is a palaver. And to be honest, with the digital signature, it's a lot easier. Even though obviously you got to pay for the digital signature, but that lets you into other things like renewing your. I don't know if you can renew. I think you can renew your padron and other things. But yeah, it's a bit of a palaver, James. But you just got to persevere with it. So, how are we doing now? I think we're up to date again. Still got 36 of you still there watching me. So one of the first questions I got from Yogi, it's going to be a long one, so I'll just have a quick slurp a minute. So this is going back to probably Ian's thing about going to different locations. And Yogi was asking, what's the furthest you travelled in Spain on 1 day trip? Where was it and how did you go? And why did you go there? Okay. So, I think it was last year. Yeah, I think it was last year. The wife decided to visit places around, around France or the UK. So she's away for a couple of weeks. So I thought, I know, I'm going to chuck the dog in the car, old Mrs. Bonnie, and we're going to. I don't think I even took anything to. I was going to take the car. We was going to go out for 2 days. 2 days of travelling around Spain. I was going to sleep in the car. That was the plan. So Monday morning, we set off to Madrid. Now, I'm not going to go into the names of the places because I can't remember them. But one of the places I went to explore was an old ruin, an old Bronze Age ruin that had an amazing shape to it, which would have been fantastic with a drone looking down on this building. But unfortunately, the tracks leading to it were all muddy because we had a lot of rain that time of year. So I decided not to drive down there, which was a wise decision because I don't want to get stuck. So my next place was the other side of Madrid, and it's where they buried Franco first. They moved him now to, I think, a family location. But where they first buried him is I think it's the largest cross in Spain. And I gets there, I can see snow on the mountain, it looked fantastic. Gets to the gates, Monday, shut. My own fault, obviously, because I didn't bother checking. I just thought that would be open all the time. So I've then decided, okay, I've had enough of this area. And the weather wasn't very good. It was off and on with pouring the rain, the sun, the rain, the wind. So then I decided I was to go up towards Barcelona way because there was up Barcelona, there's a massive lake which they built and it flooded a whole town. And since the past 3 or 4 years, because the water's been going down here in Spain because of drought, it's revealing the town. It's the church and that. And my plan was to drive to that. But on the way driving up there, I was going through Valencia way. The weather was getting bad. It was really windy. It was pouring with rain. I took a couple of detours because I came across an amazing medieval castle like the Crusaders would use. And then I remember there was an abandoned power station. So I went to the abandoned power station. Me and Bonnie had a look around. And then it was about 5 o'clock. So I decided I've had enough of this. So I drove home. I didn't get back until about midnight. And that power station wasn't too far away from Barcelona. So I reckon, and I've probably done more, because I don't look at the mileage. I think we was talking about 800 miles. I enjoyed it. To be honest, I didn't film a lot of it because most of it was, wasn't that worth looking at because of the weather was so pants. Right, so Maria has got hang on. Have I missed some? James is here. He's got his. Oh yeah. So Maria is saying, "Oh, Sean, it's been a while since we messaged you. Thought we'll send you. Oh, well done. Uh, you've been on recent days lately, Maria and Dave. Top people. Thank you. What are the rules on owning a boat?" says Andrew. That's a good one, that Andrew. I'm not a seafaring person, but obviously, even owning a boat here in Spain, you need a license. And I know you can go down to the Mar Minor, and there's a guy down there that does boat licensing. If you get what I mean, I think what it is, you've got to go out on his boat for a couple hours, and I don't even think you do anything really. He tells you all about boaty stuff, about the starboard and all the other stuff that you do with boats, and then you get this certificate. And as far as I know, then that's it really. I'm not sure about, do you need public liability insurance, or what else do you need? Um, the dogs here now. Yeah, so no, I don't. I would presume I know you need this nautical license to have a boat, and you're going to ask me what size boat. I'd obviously got a rowing boat with dinghy. I'm going to need anything for that, but obviously for a bigger boat. And I mean, the other thing you got to think about also with the boat, you need a place to moor it. And funny enough, down in the port of Mazarron, it's quite expensive there. If anything, it was cheaper to have your boat docked up at Mar Minor, really. But then that's an hour's drive away. But good question, Andrew. You caught me on the hop there. Boats. Can you just take it from home to launch spot for the day? Good question. I know that there's a place down at Procelli's Beach, and I've seen people launch their boats there, but I still think you probably need a license still. There's no. I know what you're on about. Where I used to live in Poole, there used to be a place you could go down to Beta, and they had a proper slipway, and everybody used to take their boats out and launch their boat straight into the water. But I'm sure here, because it's like fishing. Even fishing, you got to have a license for. Different sorts of fishing, just from normal fishing to river fishing to sea fishing. They love their licenses. And these are all things you're going to find out if you go down to the town hall. So there you are, Andrew. Go to the town hall and they'll tell you there. Sean, do you tend to use euros or card payments when shopping generally, like fuel, groceries? Is cash still the king? That's a good question, that. No, I'll be honest, I'm lazy. I go over the shop to Allen's to probably buy a bag of peanuts and a Kit Kat, like €3, and I give Al my card. Because what I tend to find, I do pay with cash, but what I hate is I pay with cash, you get all that small change stuff. And what we've done, we got this big bottle, we chuck all the change into that. Sometimes we give it to charity. We give it a charity, thinking about it. We rarely go down to, it's like some of the supermarkets got these machines where you can chuck in all your loose coin. I mean, one thing I keep hold of is my euros. The euro coins are very useful. Washing your car, or shopping trolley, stick a euro into it, and those sort of things. I find people say that you can barter for things, but I found when I've gone around like buying a car and things like that, a lot of money. Once they've got their mind set on the price, they're hardly budging you. Obviously, down at the market, when you're buying off what I call the boot boys, they'll take anything because it's usually rubbish. But yeah, I don't tend to use cash other than maybe pay some of the builders. Okay. Yeah, I mean, another thing is I don't tend to have a lot of cash on me anyway. I'll let the wife pay for it. That's a good tip, that one. Marmignon, that's the one. Steppenwolf and Amworth. That's it, yeah, Amworth was another great place, wasn't it? Getting rid of your boat. Right, a bloke bought a 10-metre berth in Torvec over 20,000 and bought his old leaky boat over from Plymouth. Lives in the marina on his boat now. €200 monthly marina fees. And I suppose with obviously at the marina, you can obviously plug it in for your electric, can't you? I can imagine living on a boat, you know. I mean, my family's quite seafaring, but me, that going up and down Palaver and all you can see is the sea, it's never really appealed to me. Sean, how many liros have you got? Nothing. I've got nothing, Philip. I don't carry no money on me, mate. I just use my card, to be honest. Liros, that a bit out of date now. So anyway, what do I get to? Oh yeah. So it looks like we're all up to date. We've got 42 in the house. I'll tell you what I'm going to do now, because it is our past. Oh, I've got the fan on and the paperwork's blowing everywhere. Hang on. A technical problem. Oh, God, it's right down here. Right. Okay. Let's put that secure. I thought what I'd do now is the free magnet Sunday pick. I'll just get myself comfortable. Have another quick slurp. And Yabbers is straight on it. Liros is Turkish money. And I don't think we got many Turkish barbers here thinking about. So, this is up for grabs. All 29 of you in the lucky Yogi's hat. And to be honest, I don't think I've even seen Yogi tonight. He's probably out in the razzle. Right. So, where is it? Let's get me... Okay. So, in there. So, somebody, there it is. Somebody's got it. I don't want all the things blowing away. So here we go. I think. Hey, now that's not fixed, that. Yogi. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another one because I know Yogi, he put his name down a lot of times, but I only put it in once. But I'm going to be generous tonight because I've got a feeling Yogi's already got one. I'm going to give it another go. That's what I'm called. I'm Mr. Generous, me. So, up for grabs. Can't believe Yogi and his own Yogi hat has won it. So I'm going to do another one there. And where is it? Okay. Right, come on. Okay, we got one. And it definitely won't be Yogi this time because I've only got... I've got two then. Okay. So who's this one? I've got Colin Withers. Does that ring? It rings a bell, but then I had loads of Collins, I think. Anyway, so Colin Withers and Yogi have won a free magnet sticker. No, a free magnet Sunday. So Colin, because Yogi knows where I am, I can get hold of Yogi. Right, Colin, all I need is your real name. It probably is your real name. And obviously I need your address. And the way to contact me is on my Instagram account. This is the best way of doing it. And if you message me on that, it's obviously Expat and Mazarron. Or you can message me on Messenger. Or if you haven't got any of that, there is on my YouTube channel, on my About page, I believe, because we had this thing the other week. I don't think they call it the About page anymore, but it's the information page at the bottom there where I got all my other links. There's a button there for my email address. If that makes sense. So well done, Colin, and well done, Yogi. Good, that's amazing to get those two, especially Yogi and his Yogi lucky hat. Right, so let's go back to the comments. So, Leros. Right, Sean, we give you a small charge. Oh, we give our small change to the gardening group. Yes, that's another one. That's another thing. Oh, sorry, you're right, Arian. We also do that as well, especially the garden group. We also give them loose change. I haven't seen the guys from Fast lately. We used to get guys on hanging out both sides of the road. I think they're on Tuesdays, and I haven't seen them for a while. I know I don't tend to go over on to B, but I know the gardening group, we always give our loose change to as well. So Peter saying good luck, drum roll, congrats to Yogi, bloody Yogi. Yeah, that's very true, Yves. I mean that was scary. 29 of them, and all 29 of them, Yogi's comes out of the hat. Anyway, well done, Colin. Para of Yogi, yes, and he's not even here. Congrats to Yogi and Colin. Maria, well done. Congrats. Colin Withers, who's that then? Real name is Yogi. That would be awful, wouldn't it? If Yogi's got a ominous name. What do you think of Camposol TV? Do you find it helpful? Says Maria. So there it is. I'll be honest. I'm quite enjoying it now because I'm always interested in history, and they actually do a history section on there. And today I was watching the tech part of it, and they give a shout out to the tech shop on A, which I thought was really nice of them, because those guys, the people that run this Camposol TV is CompuServe. But I think it's only been going for 2 or 3 months now. I mean, they do golf, obviously for the golfy people, and obviously they do it for people that I don't know run charities here on Camposol, and also tell you about the local events. And while I'm thinking about it, one thing if you come into Camposol, guys, or you're even here on Camposol and you want to know what's going on, because it is quite hard. Not everybody's on Facebook. There's an app, a free app. Here it is. And it's called Hello Events. Hello Events. But it's only for the Camposol area, guys. It's not for around the world. And it's a free app. And I don't know if you can see that. It probably can't. I think it's the light on it. And what it does, Colin Withers has already sent me a message. He's keen, isn't he? And with this app, it tells you what's going on today, tomorrow, and it's free. And what's good about this, guys, is especially you've got kids coming over and you want to know what to do. It tells you not just on Camposol, tells you locally as well. To do the Mazarron Country Club, the Condado. Really, really informative. But also on the telly there, the Camposol TV, they actually do a section as well about what's events are on as well. So I find it pretty interesting myself, and I think you can. Let's have a look at it because I'll get this right. Obviously, you can go onto YouTube and put in Camposol TV. It come up. They've got Facebook group, obviously Camposol TV. I think there's even an app now that you can download and just put in Camposol TV. I still now understand this Twitch thing. But that's all there, and especially this time here because there's lots of things going on. I think yesterday evening was some singing. There was a bloke and a woman, and this afternoon, there was somebody on A. But I know over on the other sector on B, and even not forgetting the golf club, they always got music going on as well. So lots going on. Right. So where did I get to? Deb's saying, well done, Colin. Enjoy the magnet. Bengal Burr. Oh no, that's theirs. My fingers seem to be working fast tonight after losing the end of the table. Take it easy. When am I ever going to? Yeah, of course. Don't give up, Ian. That's what I say. You never know. It's a bit like the lottery, isn't it? Right. Des, hope you're okay, mate. Ian, keen as mustard. Well done, Colin. Hey, you're on here. Well done, Colin. I'll let everybody else have a go now. That's it, see? So now Colin's got. So I've just seen your thing come up there, Colin. So well done. I still ain't seen Yogi yet. So we got 36 in the house, which is good. Right. Now, obviously, when I put the paper down, it all blew around everywhere, which is it's messed things up a little bit. Hello, Bonnie. My little dog's down there. All right. Well, yes. I know. What we got another half hour yet. Oh no, we got 20 minutes, Bonnie, before we take her out. I find it's getting a bit too hot for the doggy now, so I'll take her out really late, don't I? Yeah. So anyway, next question was from Yogi. Right. So, oh yeah, we did one about how far I was driving. So there is another one. When you're applying for the non-lucrative visa in Spain, what documents must you have prepared? What would you and what would make your application go smoother? Well, obviously, going back to Chris from Upsticks. Now, guys, he brought out a video a couple of days ago. It's worth looking at, especially if you're thinking about the non-lucrative. The rules have changed as from July. Check out the video. I'm not going to talk about that. But anyway, you want to know, for successful applying for the Spanish non-lucrative visa or the NLV, you need to prepare several key documents. These include a completed visa application form, which obviously you've got to pay for, guys. And if it gets thrown out, you don't get your money back. But from what I hear, most people that apply for it, it's that process. And you can do it yourselves, or you can get Chris from Upsticks, and there's 3 other people I believe that can do it. But guys, what you got to remember when you're applying for this non-lucrative visa, you've got to do it from the country of your origin. And I'm talking about in the UK or other parts of I don't know, if you're in America or something like that. You can't just come to Spain and apply for it here. You've got to do it in your own home country. Well, these include a completed visa application form, a valid passport, proof of financial means. Obviously, that's another most important thing, is making sure you've got enough money to do it and got enough money to last for the 5 years while applying for the visa. You can go online. I can't think of offhand. It's a lot of money, I know that. Obviously, private health insurance, a medical certificate, a criminal record certificate. An additional, you may need to provide a recent photograph, proof of accommodation, and in some cases, a marriage and birth certificate if applying with dependents. Because each, I can imagine each like consulate in UK. Obviously, it's one in London. I would presume there's one in Edinburgh, Northern Ireland, and I think there's one in the Midlands somewhere. That because they're all Spanish consulates, they all seem to have a different way of doing things. But people like Chris from Upsticks, he knows them all, and depending on where you are, that will give you a better chance. Right, I'm just seeing. I've got the pages mixed up. See, that's having the fan on. I'll tell you what, even though I'm in the basement, it's pretty warm in here. So that doesn't help. Right, so I've got the right page. So the first thing, you need the National Visa Application Form. This is a standard application form, and I presume you can only pick that up from the consulate itself. I don't think. No, I might be wrong. Maybe you can do that online. I don't know, but I'm sure you've got to go there to fill the form out. All right, you've got a non-lucrative residence visa application form, which is the EX-01. This is a form specially applies for the non-lucrative visa application. A valid passport. Your passport must be valid for at least 1 year and have at least 2 blank pages. I can't. From what I'm hearing, a lot of people are saying their passports are getting full up with stamps. I've had a passport for years. I can remember going to one country. I asked him, could he just stamp it? Because that was all full of empty pages. But it sounds like these days they do stamp them. Is that right? And obviously, the recent passport photos, you need passport size photos, typical with a white background. So this is for people that, with the passports and that. Proof of financial means, demonstrate sufficient funds to support yourself without work in Spain. This can include bank statements, investment declarations, proof of pensions, etc. The Spanish government mandates an annual income. Now, this could have changed a bit. I got here 28,800, and that's per person. But for a married couple, if I'm right in thinking, it's an extra 7,000. So I think, not being a very mathematical person, I think it's 32,000 for a married couple. But don't take me for that. Medical certificate. This certificate issued by a recognised doctor confirms that you don't have any diseases that could pose a public risk. So yeah, don't move to another country if you've got some horrible disease. Didn't say anything about ongoing medical problems, so that's interesting. But I presume that see another certificate in it to prove that you're medically fit, I would imagine. Criminal record certificate. Obtain a certificate from the countries where you reside in the past 5 years. Legalised and apostolized. This is all to do with, it sounds like when you get these things done, it's done in English and it's done in Spanish, if necessary. Proof of accommodation. Now, this is something I haven't heard of before. While not always mandatory, providing proof of where you plan to live in Spain, rental agreement, property deed can strengthen your application. So it sounds like if you're like, say you're a holiday owner here and you want to apply for your, obviously, non-lucrative to come full time, you can use that as a proof of address. I presume that's what that's all about. And another thing that they said is not always mandatory, but the marriage or birth certificate, if applicable, if you're including family members, spouse, children in the application, you need to provide these documents. Same thing again in English and Spanish. One thing I will say, you've got to remember, guys, this non-lucrative visa is a retirement visa, even though some people will use a non-lucrative, but you're not allowed to work. That's one of the things that they stipulate when you come into Spain on non-lucrative. You're not allowed to work, so you've got to support yourself for those 5 years before you become a full-time resident. And that obviously difficult for some people, I must say. So, how long we got then? Because that was a garble. That was. If you made it all through that, you're top people. Right. So, what we got here? Just looking after me, mate. Right. If I missed something here, right. So I'm just going back on some of the questions here. Keen as mustard. All right. Hang on. Have I missed something here? Right. Oh yeah. Here we are. Right, Bengal Burt. Sorry, I think what it is, around a quick chat here. Yogi has probably set off to collect his magnet. Yes, that's probably true. He's probably on the next plane over. Yibis looking after the main 9. Right, it's easier getting the Irish passport than the non-lucrative. Now, a lot of people do that. A lot of people go through the process of getting an Irish passport. Even better, marrying a EU person. London, Manchester. Here we are. Martin saying it's London, Manchester, Edinburgh, where the consulates are. Well done, Rob. Anybody else here watch light speed Spanish videos to learn Spanish? I expect there is, Rob. Thank you. Right, Yabes end up like Zippy with 3 fingers. Oh, no, don't want that. Right, Spain is the only country that has. Oh, right, Spain is the only country that stamped my passport. To be honest, I've never. Well, I don't go out. I don't go out of Spain much, to be honest. I have this passport stamped. Right, so okay, looks like we've got another question here from Yogi, who's not even on here tonight. I must say, my tea, I would imagine, has gone cold now. Yeah, it has. I hate cold tea. So the next question, yet again from my great pal Yogi, that's not even on here tonight. If you have a pet that you want to bring with you across to Spain when migrating to Spain, what process do you have to go through? Right, well, I got this mixed up as well. I have. Oh, here it is. Right, so you've got all these pages and I've marked them. Right, to bring your pet to Spain, you need to ensure, one, obviously he's microchipped, which I think these days is pretty normal now to have your pet microchipped, vaccinated against rabies, and have the current documentation, which includes an animal health certificate or EU pet passport. You also need to declare that your pet at a designated traveller's point of entry, TPE, in Spain, and present the necessary paperwork. Now, I know when we bought Bonnie here, obviously all pets have a passport of some sort, and obviously Bonnie had a UK passport. And while we was in Spain, they did stipulate that you had to have a Spanish, EU pet passport. And our vets, ever so good, did it for nothing. I presume some vets might charge, but here in Spain, I must say, the veterinary places here in Spain are amazing and a lot cheaper than the UK. So, first steps, microchip. Your pet must be microchipped with a ISO complaint. Got complaint here. Right, 15 digital microchip. Did you know that? ISO 11784-11785. That's a number and a half, isn't it? Rabies vaccination. A valid rabies vaccination administered after the microchip is required. It must be given at least 21 days before travel and before vaccination expiral dates. Now, Bonnie, here in Spain, I'm right in thinking, Bonnie gets vaccinated every year for the rabies. And I think places like the UK, and I suppose because rabies is not, there's no rabies in the UK, I believe. I think pets there don't get done for every couple of years. Right, health certificate or EU pet passport from another EU country. Okay, so that's just going on about the passport, which most pets have a passport, which you need for private pet insurance. Now, we don't have pet insurance because, to be honest, the fees here are not that bad. But that's up to you, isn't it? That's advisable if you get a pet insurance, I must say. And Deb, you're a top person. Red hand pointing up. What it is on YouTube, you get these little dancing icon things. I don't get on this software, so I just get the readout of a red hand pointing up. From outside the EU, an animal health certificate issued by an official veterinary in your country in Spanish or Spanish and language of the origin is required. It must be issued within 10 days. I mean, to be honest, in the old days when pets had to be stuck in a kennels, wasn't it? And you couldn't touch the pet for 3 or 4 quarantine, wasn't it? Well, all that's finished now, thankfully. And to me, I think it's quite an easy process. And there's lots of companies here now that transport pets about. You can have your pet transported from the UK to Spain or vice versa, from Spain back to the UK or other countries. It's a lot better thing, mate. around now. I'm not obviously cats are different, I presume, but I'm not sure. Do cats have rabies? I don't know, because I'm not a cat, so I can't really say about that. Border crossings upon arrival in Spain, declare your pet. Now, obviously, the only place that we've ever declared Bonnie was when we go through the tunnel. And I know, I think before you go over to France, you go into like a pet area, don't you? And they check all the documentation. But once you go through the tunnel, you don't get stopped between France and Spain. Yeah, age restrictions. I didn't know there was an age restriction. Pets must be at least 15 weeks old to enter Spain, as they need to be vaccinated against rabies, at least 12 weeks old, and then 21 days. So it didn't say anything about how old the pet's got to be, but obviously you can't bring over young pets. So I think, to be honest, it's 5 minutes to, and I'm not going to get much more time in. So I'm just going to check the questions. Right, so let's go past this a bit. Right, Spain is the only country. Yep. My passport is full of Spanish stamps. Need to get a new one, says Thomas. I just can't. I'm amazed. I've got so many blank pages in my passport, and I've heard lots of people, and the pages are nearly full up. So they obviously do stamp them then. Right. Got to thank Deb again for the $1.99. Top person. You can pay extra for more pages. I think I'm okay, but the police stamp pages anyway, so I can imagine running out. Right, what else we got? Wouldn't have any problems if I wasn't for the bleeding B word. Changes to digital soon, so no stamp. Yeah, that's true. That's something else we was talking about the other week about. It's all going to go digitised, and I believe the Corvair airport's already got the machines in, waiting to go. And I presume all the major airports have got this digital system already set up. Something else that they keep being putting off, and I presume really it's more to do about training more than the machines not working properly. Because you know what they're like, these machines, they don't always work, do they? More pages and a point of issue. Right. Rob, be careful which finger you choose to point with. Right, Gavin, any news on the proposed biogas? Oh, you've seen it, have you? Being built near Mazarron. It's being built near Camposol, apparently. Yeah, I just saw there was obviously it's all over Facebook today. It's been approved by Mazarron Council. It's if you'll say you was coming from Mazarron, you're going up towards Mercia. So you go past Camposol on the right. You've got obviously Camposol A, and then you got the big solar farm. And as you carry on up that hill, that's on the right, obviously. That's where this plant's going to be. There's also the turn off to go to La Pernia. Well, a turn off for what's that other place? El Paraton. It's up there apparently, but with all these things, it's still, it's the council have accepted it, but it's still going to be years of, no doubt, before it gets built. And no doubt, there's a lot of protests already, not just obviously here, but people. I don't know. I always keep out of the politics side of it, but I know it's been thrown out of Mercia anyway, and I think another place just down the road was thrown out as well. But hey, what can you do? So it's 1 minute to. So Rob was saying they get extra pages as well. So anyway, I'm going to say adios amigos, because it's that time. It's coming up at 10 o'clock. I thought, wow, I've done that again, haven't I thought I'm going to be pushed for a night for questions. I've still got more questions. Guess who from Yogi? Yeah, so that's all right. So I've got some more to chat about next week. Hope you had a good time, guys. So I'm going to say adios amigos. Catch you next Sunday, and it'll be Free Sticker Sunday. So be there. And don't forget to subscribe. Adios.